In today's video, I'm sharing 10 fun St. Patrick's Day activities for toddlers and preschoolers that are quick and easy to put together. These St. Patrick's themed activities will have your child learning through play as they strengthen skills in developmental areas such as fine and gross motor skills, cognitive skills, and more. If you have a toddler or preschooler between the ages of 18 months and 3 years, then definitely go check out my St. Patrick's Day Tiny Tots Toddler Curriculum Unit, which is filled with even more fun St. Patrick's themed activities that can be easily implemented right at home. I'll leave a link for that down in the description box so that you can go check that out. My St. Patrick's activity video from last year also features some activities from that unit, so you can go see them in action. I will leave a link to that video down in the description box as well, so be sure to go watch that one after this for even more St. Patrick's Day activity ideas. These St. Patrick's Day themed fine motor activities will help strengthen the muscles in your little one's hands, wrists, and fingers. First up, we have shamrock lacing. Trace the shamrock on a piece of cardboard and then cut it out and paint it or color it green before punching holes around the edges. Have your child lace a piece of yarn or string through the holes. You can take a piece of tape and wrap it around the end of the string, which will make it easier for your child to thread the piece through the hole. If your child doesn't quite have the coordination to lace yet, don't worry, you can just have them wrap the yarn around the shamrock, which will still work their fine motor skills as well as their hand-eye coordination. Another easy and fun fine motor activity are these St. Patrick's Day rainbow necklaces. Take a piece of yarn and have your child thread either rainbow beads or Fruit Loops or rainbow colored pasta onto the yarn. Again, you can tape the end of the string so that it's easier for your child to thread. Whatever item you choose to have your child thread, just remember the bigger the hole, the easier it will be for them to thread. You can either tie off one end before your child starts threading, or to make it easier, you can tape one side down to the table. Feel free to add a little shamrock cutout with their name for a little extra St. Patrick's flair. Coming up next, we have our gross motor activities, which will help strengthen your child's larger muscle groups in the body, such as arms, legs, and torso. Our first St. Patrick's gross motor activity is a scavenger hunt. The one that you see here is actually from my Tiny Tots St. Patrick's unit, but you can also make your own by hiding St. Patrick's Day themed objects or pictures around the house. My scavenger hunt does come with printable pictures and a matching recording sheet so your child can check off or color each object as it's found. I also have a hide and seek shamrock activity included if your child is younger that you can check out in action in my other St. Patrick's Day activity video. For this musical shamrock activity, simply paint or draw shamrocks on green paper, then tape them to the ground. Space them out in a circle so that your child will either step on a shamrock or a blank space. Play music, then have your child walk around in a circle, and when you stop the music, have your child freeze. If they're on a shamrock, they are safe. But if they're on a blank space, then remove a shamrock from the circle. Continue until there are no shamrocks left. By the way, if you're new here, I am Jess, creator of The Innovative Mama. I'm also a former preschool and kindergarten teacher and mom of 2 boys, and I love helping moms and parents make life with littles easier. Be sure to subscribe for fun educational activities for little ones, along with parenting tips and tricks. Sensory play has so many benefits for your child's developing mind. Sensory play helps to build nerve connections in the brain, encourage language development, imaginary play, fine and gross motor skills, problem-solving skills, and more. This St. Patrick's Jello dig is so fun. Simply take some green sugar-free Jello. Sugar-free does keep the stickiness out of this activity, so I highly recommend that. And make it according to the directions before placing in a clear container with some plastic gold coins, green and gold pom-poms, and any other St. Patrick's themed objects that you'd like. After the Jello solidifies in the fridge, allow your child to dig out the items. They can use their fingers, large plastic tweezers, a spoon, or anything else you'd like. This definitely can get messy, so you may want to do this one over a plastic tablecloth to keep things a little neater. If you saw my recent Valentine's Day activity video, you may have seen that we made Valentine's soup, which my son Luke loved. So I figured we'd do it again with a St. Patrick's twist instead. I filled one side of our IKEA flea set sensory table with some water and a few drops of green food coloring. Then we added in some glitter, gold coins, and little black pots, of course, for serving our St. Patrick's soup. Don't forget to throw in some ladles or spoons and have an imaginary St. Patrick's soup lunch with your little one. Again, I recommend laying a plastic tablecloth and a towel down for this one to keep the mess under control. These St. Patrick's themed cognitive activities have to do with how your child thinks explores, and figures things out in the world around them. I absolutely love science, and so do little ones. These fizzy rainbow pots are so simple and fun. Grab some black plastic pots from the dollar store or Amazon. I will link some down below for you. And then next you're going to choose how many colors you want to do. If you only want to do one, that's totally fine, but feel free to go for the whole rainbow effect. Add a few drops of food coloring to each pot before adding some baking soda. Feel free to throw in some glitter as well if you're feeling fancy. Next, you're going to add some white vinegar and watch the pots fizz. You can do this one of two ways, or both, as I prefer to. The first way is to use a dropper or pipette to have your child drop the vinegar in. This will not be as dramatic as the second way, which is to have your child pour the vinegar in each pot with a small cup. I like to do both so that we can compare what happened when we use the different methods to add the vinegar. If your child is old enough, ask them questions before, during, and after this experiment. Ask them to make a prediction or guess what they think will happen. And then you can also ask them what they observe or what they notice, see, and smell during this experiment. If your child is younger, then just simply tell them what's happening instead of asking them questions. Our next cognitive activity is a shamrock color pom-pom match. Simply draw different colored shamrocks on construction paper or print some from the internet, then have your child match colored pom-poms to each shamrock. To add a little more of a fine motor challenge to this activity, have your child use a tool like large plastic tweezers or a spoon to move the pom-poms. These art activities are super cute and really easy. First up, we have a paper plate leprechaun mask. Take a paper plate and cut out the center, then have your child paint the rest of the plate orange and set aside to dry. Draw the outline of a top hat on green paper. If your child's familiar with cutting, then have them try to cut it out, or you can help them do so or do it for them. Side note, if you are looking for a video on how to teach your child to use scissors, I do have a step-by-step video on how to do that. So I will link that down in the description box if you're interested. Cut out a thick black strip of paper for the band on the hat and then a yellow hollow square for the buckle. Help your child glue the pieces onto the paper plate and add glitter to the buckle if you'd like. You can add a popsicle stick to the bottom so that your child can hold their mask, and then voila, you have yourself a little leprechaun. Our next St. Patrick's art activity is a paper plate rainbow. Start by cutting a paper plate in half and then cut strips of crepe paper or construction paper in the colors red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. I had Luke help me with this step. Next, have your child try and take their thumb and index finger and pinch the cotton balls on each side to fluff them up and spread them out a little. Cover the paper plate in glue and secure the cotton balls on one by one. Next, flip the plate over and glue on the pieces of crepe paper or construction paper in rainbow order. This is a great time to discuss colors with your little one and help them to identify which color is which. For more St. Patrick's Day themed activities for toddlers and preschoolers, go ahead and check out my other St. Patrick's activity video, as well as my St. Patrick's unit of my Tiny Tots toddler curriculum. Comment below which activity from this video was your favorite, and click that thumbs up button before you go. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more fun and easy activities for your toddler or preschooler. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.